Speaking to inform basically means that you would like to speak to enhance or increase somebody's understanding of the information that you're trying to share with them, make their knowledge a little bit bigger of whatever the subject is you're presenting. There's 3 reasons why you would speak to inform. One is that you would like to improve their understanding. So the listener may be able to accurately interpret the information that you are giving to them. The second would be to speak to maintain interest. You want to keep the audience focused on what you're saying if you're trying to inform them of something. Them being bored and tuning you out won't get your message across. And 3, you want to speak to be remembered. You want whatever your idea is to be stuck in their heads so that they can say whatever you might be able to get, whatever said back to you. And they'll take something out of the information that you gave them. There are a few different types of informational speaking. First one would be to speak about an object, something tangible that you can touch, a person, place, or thing, a noun. Organizational skills for this would be topically, spatially, where it is in a room. If I was talking about a table, I enter the room, the refrigerator is on the left, the stove is on the right, the table's in the middle of the room, spatially. Chronological would be in time order, and complexity would be to go from the simplest idea to the more complex idea. The second would be a speech about a procedure. Usually those speeches are how-to types of speeches. Usually they're performed in a kitchen, maybe if you're cooking, some type of workshop where it can actually be seen. You can demonstrate what it is that the how-to is. Next would be a speech about an event. It would have to be described in a really elaborate way so that the audience would be able to get a mental picture of whatever you're saying. You could do it with sounds, or kind of like sounds that give a picture and a sound to, or words that give a picture and a sound with it in your head when you think about it, to keep the audience tuned into what you're saying. That's the main idea of all these things, is to keep the audience in tune. The organizational skills for that would be either topically or chronologically. Speech about an idea would be the next one, and those are organized topically. Usually a topic and then the subdivisions of the main idea, whatever the main idea is, or complexity from simple to more complex. A couple things you want to do when you're speaking to inform is to be able to enhance the audience's understanding of whatever it is they don't understand, and you're not really doing what you needed to do, which was inform. You need to speak so that the listener understands accurately what you're saying. So if you look around the room and somebody's looking at you, like they're not really getting it, maybe you need to reword or simplify what you're saying. You need to be able to use techniques for adult learning rather than child learning. Come down to their level. Maybe study the audience and see what relates to them more. Clarify anything that might be unfamiliar with the audience. You have to also learn to adapt and appeal to all types of learning styles. Me, myself, I'm more of a listener and a looker. Auditory would be the listening. Visual print would be somebody who reads. That wouldn't be me. I read something and it's like I didn't even read it at all. Visual, seeing something, and kinesthetic would be to actually be hands-on with it. You need to maintain the interest of the audience. Motivate listening by saying, there'll be a test at the end of this, or this depends on you listening to this, whatever it is. Make it personal. Tell a personal story. Something that they'll know that you actually experienced. Relate to the listeners. And use unexpected jokes or things like that. Something to, liven them up. Something that they didn't expect to hear out of whatever's been going on through the whole time. And the last thing would be to enhance their recall, what they remember out of what you spoke about. You can repeat things in different ways, reiterate the same things, and use different ways to do it, not the same way, not the same old way, because that's kind of redundant. And reinforce key points like this is the most important point yet, or, gestures that would make it seem like this was the most important thing. And that's all. Thank you.